Good morning. Great to see all your smiling faces this morning. I'm in Guatemala City at my cousin's house. I just finished my workout in the morning. What a beautiful, beautiful stroll up and down this neighborhood, this colonia, high in the mountains overlooking all of Guatemala City. It's just breathtaking, inspiring. Then I came back, and of course, you know me, I made my typical Guatemalan breakfast here with black beans and eggs and my favorite cream in the world. Although it's not a Guatemalan cream, I love this cream. It's Austrian. I think it's Austrian. But made my beans and eggs and put that beautiful cream on top, melting, hugging the beans. It was excellent. It was excellent. Now I'm taking you guys on an adventure. It's going to be an adventure for me too, because we're heading down to Zone 1. I've already taken you through Zone 10, Zone 14. We're in like Zone 15 right now, but I want to bring you guys along to the historical heart of Guatemala, the center of the city, Zone 1, where the palace is, where the cathedral, the national cathedral is. So that's the adventure we're gonna explore together today. One of the plans also, I know in my last video of Kayala, I think it was called Shift Happens. It was kind of a play on words. I took you to the restaurant Altuna. That was the favorite restaurant of my grandfather, Rafael. But it wasn't the one that he always went to. He always kept an apartment in Zone 1. Normally he was on his farm in Rio Dulce, but when he was in the city, he kept an apartment in Zone 1 and he could walk to Altuna, the original one. I probably has been there over 100 years or something like that. But anyway, we're going to call an Uber. I'm waiting for traffic to die down. And to go with the theme again, I'm going to show you what cologne I'm going with today. So this is a beautiful one by Aqua di Parma again. This one is Aqua di Parma. Let's see if we have it focused there. Aqua di Parma Colonia. Aqua di Parma Colonia. This one, think walking through a citrus lemon grove in Parma with a hint, a floral hint. Normally I'm not a fan of floral smells, but it's like a lavender and a rose. Once the scent dries down, then it feels like, just like fresh out of a barber shop with just a hint of floral to it. So yeah, and this one is over 100 years old. If it's not the oldest cologne in the world, it has to be the second oldest cologne in the world. I think the story is that there was a baron in Parma, Italy, and he wanted a unique scent made for him. It's just for him. When he went out and wore his suits. And in those days, you didn't put the cologne on the skin. You would put it on your handkerchief and spray the handkerchief in case a lady needed your handkerchief. She would smell that beautiful smell. So yeah, this cologne, over 100 years old. So you know it's good. There it is. Aqua di Parma Colonia. All right. Yup. Let's go. I got my bag with the camera gear, my trusty Write in the Rain notepad where I can take notes and make sure that I get the shots that are important so that you guys can see everything great, right? And phone, wallet, keys. Let's go. As we wait for our Uber here in front of the Hilton Hotel, unfortunately, there's no time of day that you can go where there's not traffic in Guatemala. So the Uber is going to be about 8 minutes as we head to Zone 1 and to the National Palace. And as I'm waiting for my Uber, a car came out of San Rafael Uno, where I'm staying with my cousin, and the window rolls down, and a very, very nice couple called me over, and they were like, "Oh, we recognize you. We love your YouTube videos." And it's always fun getting recognized. I'm not going to lie, I really do like it. And it's why I do these YouTube videos. Not to get recognized, but to inspire people, to bring some sort of maybe joy to their life. Or if you're not from Guatemala, to come to Guatemala and visit Guatemala and fall in love with it just the way I've fallen in love with Guatemala. It's a wonderful thing. So that was really cool getting recognized by them. The only bad part is that they didn't offer me a ride down to the city. That would have been even better. Okay, quick pit stop here at Fontebella. The traffic was so bad coming down from the Hilton, San Rafael Uno, on top of the mountain there, that I decided, well, let's wait for the traffic to die down a little bit before we head on to Zone 1 and the palace and the cathedral and the Central Park, the plaza in the middle. And it was a good thing because we can go into Fontebella, I can pick up some cigars, I ran out of cigars, and just kill a little time before we call the next Uber heading down to Zone 1. There's a bit of a line to get into the National Palace. We're gonna try and get in, but we have some other things to film, and hopefully we make it in. Hey! Some fans from YouTube, I think. Okay, we just made it to Zone 1, and we're right outside the National Palace here. This green, massive monolith. You don't just look at this place, you feel it. The stones carry the weight of presidents, dictators, revolutions. Walk through its halls and you hear the echoes of footsteps that matter. Some noble, some not so noble. And the quiet resilience of everyday people who just kept moving forward despite the oppression here in Guatemala. It's a beautiful, beautiful palace. It has its good parts and its bad parts in history, but all part of the same complicated story that built this country of Guatemala. And that's the thing about Guatemala. It's not a museum piece. It's a living, breathing story. And the National Palace, well, it's part of that story that refuses to be forgotten. In front of the National Cathedral here, and what's very sad, behind me you see all the names of the poor indigenous people that were slaughtered by corrupt dictators and presidents of Guatemala, who died in revolutions just fighting for their own rights. And it's a sad, sad commentary on the history of Guatemala. Like I said, there are noble things and there are not so noble things about the history of this beautiful country. Another very cool place to visit is the old market here in Zone 1. This yellow facade, this beautiful structure with the skylights, these are where some of the original restaurants and barbershops and stores used to be. This used to be kind of the Fontebella or maybe the Tiffany Plaza back in the old days here in Guatemala. And I just discovered this rad bookstore and coffee shop here in the old shopping plaza in Zone 1. Catafixia. Let's take a look inside. All right, isn't this place cool? I just discovered this really rad, retro, fantastic bookstore here in the old market in Zone 1. Right off the plaza, the main plaza where the National Palace is and the cathedral. Great place to have a coffee. But unfortunately, I've had enough coffee today. So let's move on to the next. And there's the cool coffee bar just outside the bookstore. Great place, I think, to come and have a coffee and maybe bring a laptop and edit. Maybe not bring a laptop, I'm not sure. You got to be careful down here in Zone 1. So you don't want to ofrecer papaya if you don't have to. As I walk through the streets here in Zone 1, passing these historic buildings, a flood of memories come back of my childhood with my grandfather. When my parents used to send me here as a young boy, I sometimes would stay at an apartment that my grandfather maintained here in Zone 1. And he had big fincas in Rio Dulce where he raised cattle. So they would come here for like a week. And one of his favorite restaurants was Altuna, because it's a Spanish restaurant. He's from Spain, and he knew the food and loved the food there. So we're going to head off to Altuna. I have to find it. I can't remember quite where it is. But when he had the cattle ranches, he would sell all the cattle to a famous company here in Guatemala called Bremen. They're like a sausage and meat company. And apparently my brother and I are the last living heirs to all the Bremen stock that he had. I hired a lawyer here to look into it, but he hasn't done anything. So I have to go get that file and maybe take it to one of my family lawyers, one of my cousin's lawyers. Who knows? Maybe I'm the heir to a big fortune of Bremen stock. We'll see. So as we look for Altuna Restaurant, we are walking down 6 Avenida. 6 Avenida is like the Michigan Avenue in Chicago, or it was like the Michigan Avenue or Park Avenue in New York back in the old days. This is where all the stores are, and oh my God, memories are coming back of my grandfather right now listening to the marimbas. As I stopped by where the marimbas were, there was a super nice older gentleman. He asked me where I was from. I told him Baltimore, Maryland. And I said, but my grandfather was from Spain, and his favorite restaurant was Altuna. Could you tell me where it is? And the first thing he says, oh, my grandfather's from Spain too. He says, I'm Moreno from the side of my mother, but my grandfather was from Spain. And we had a nice conversation. And he gave me directions. He said, head up 1 block this way, and then to the left. We're going to try to cross out. The fucking motorcycles always cut you off. But hopefully he gave me good directions and we find Altuna Restaurant. All right, I'm not going to lie. Things are looking a bit sketchy here as I'm trying to find Altuna Restaurant. But hey, there's some beautiful historic buildings. Unfortunately, covered up in graffiti. You can't escape that anywhere. All right, so one thing you will discover here in Guatemala, nobody knows where anything is. This is the third person I've asked if they know where Altuna Restaurant is. But, we continue the search. I've had several different directions on how to find this restaurant, and I still haven't found it, but I think we're getting closer. And the last time I was in Guatemala, I said a prayer here at this beautiful, beautiful church, thanking God for all my blessings. What an absolutely beautiful church that is, huh? I came here in my last video and said a prayer just thanking God for all the blessings on our trip. And this time I was able to say another prayer thanking God for even more blessings. I was able to retire early from a career that, toward the end I wasn't working with such nice people that wanted to harm me, but God pulled me out of that situation. And now I'm living my best life. And of course, my mother and my father, who have since passed away, my guardian angels, always watching over me, always protecting me. Sometimes, as I say, the plan that you make, oh my God, look at all these pigeons all of a sudden. All right, just as I was in the middle of thanking God and my mother, a little girl came by and threw a bunch of pigeon seed, and all those pigeons just came and landed in front of me and around me. So that was kind of cool. But as I was saying, I want to thank God. I went in there and said a long prayer, just thanking God for rescuing me, allowing me to be able to retire early. Now I'm doing my dream job, right? Traveling the world for YouTube, bringing you guys great content, I hope. I hope you like the content. I have a new movie, Crawl Space. I'm filming a TV series called Rosemary Street. So a lot of blessings, a lot of dreams are coming true. Like I always say, sometimes the things you don't plan turn out to be the best plans, right? And everything is in the hands of God, the will of God. I've always been blessed by Him. That's why I keep my faith. You should keep your faith. If things are going wrong for you, God has a plan. God has a plan. He's toughening you up. I thought, God had abandoned me at one point, but God never abandons you. God will always be there by your side and always, always bless you. He just has His own timing, right? It's not our timing, it's His timing. Oh my God, after searching and searching and searching and given false directions, I'm just walking along and look what sign I see. Restaurante Altuna. Let's go in for lunch. I can't believe we found it. Hola, hola. Okay, gracias. Solo uno. Yo solo. Sí, está bien, perfecto, muchas gracias. All right, can you believe we found the restaurant? I can't believe it. It's just like I remember walking here as a boy, as a child with my grandfather, Rafael Diaz, from his apartment here in Zone 1. I can't wait to order. I probably look a wreck because I'm sweating walking around looking for this restaurant. And in the end, I just found it on my own. It was God blessing me after that prayer at the church. So here, courtesy of the house, they brought like a bacalao. It looks like a little pate on a cracker. Very nice. All right, so as I'm looking over the menu here, I think I said the favorite soup of my grandfather was the broccoli. It was the asparagus soup. But there's a soup of the day. I'm going to see what that is. Maybe we'll order that. Of course, I have to try the house sangria made here at Altuna Restaurant. For whatever reason, the sopa de mariscos is calling my name. I still want to find out what the soup of the day is. We'll find out. And I'm kind of feeling in the mood for a steak of some sort. I think I might get the lomito con champiñones. I've never ordered that here at Altuna, so we'll probably try that. Also, the lomito en salsa de queso manchego suena bien. Might go with that one. This is really cool. This is a more dry wine, and this is a wine that they're offering to taste here at Altuna. They have a sweeter wine over there as well. Let's give it a try. I'm not a big wine drinker, but hey, when it's offered to you, you can't say no. So wasn't that nice? Rodolfo came by with a couple of bottles of wine. I'm not a big wine drinker, but it was on the house. So I was like, why not? I'm going to try it. And I already ordered a sangria, house sangria. That was a dry Cabernet. I think it was called Santa Emma. And I have to remember it because I don't like wine, and that was an excellent, excellent wine. I will recommend it to my cousin Raul, who's a big wine drinker. So my sangria has just arrived. I've never seen a sangria like this. This is their house sangria. Muy buena. Oh. Wow. Muy buena. Salud, abuelo. Salud, mama. Salud, papa. Here I am at Altuna. Okay, entonces, la sopa favorito de mi abuelo fue la crema de espárragos.
Muy buena.
Pero quiero saber qué es el sopa del día hoy.
Es de pollo con fideos y verduras.
Ok, eso no tanto. ¿Sopa de mariscos? ¿Tú recomiendas?
Pescado, camarón, fideos. Hay la pequeña de entradita.
Ok. Yo pienso para recordar las memorias de mi abuelo voy a pedir crema de espárragos. Y también yo creo voy a ordenar, tengo ganas de comer un buen carne. Y lomito con champiñones o lomito en salsa de queso manchego. ¿Cuál es su recomendación?
Macheo.
Ok, vamos con eso. Perfecto. Y ahí estamos para ahorita.
Medio, 3/4.
Medio.
Medio.
Gracias, Luis.
Okay.
Muchas gracias. Isn't this great being here at the original Altuna that my grandfather used to bring me to as a child? Started in 1948, this restaurant has been going on forever. That's a testament to how good the food is. But look at this wonderful setting, this historic setting. And I love how old school it is with the waiters in their white coats and their white aprons and their black ties with black pants. And my waiter, Luis, so attentive, so kind, so polite. I absolutely love it. Just a flood of memories are coming back to me having lunch here at Altuna. All right. I think you guys knew I was going to go with the asparagus soup. All right, Luis just brought me my lomito with manchego cheese. This looks incredible. Oh my goodness. I love the presentation. Very old school. And with the house sangria and some garlic bread. Come on. Does it get any better than this? I don't think so. And then for dessert, what do we get? What do we get? Oh my God, the flan de casa is calling me. Tres leches. I'm not a big fan of tres leches. The crema catalana. That's what I had at the Altuna in Cayala. Churros españoles. I don't know. You have to wait. You have to wait and see. Which one do I order? What an amazing meal. And to finish things off properly here at Altuna, of course I got the crema catalana, one of my favorites with a good black Guatemalan coffee. It's going to get here soon. I can't wait. There it is. Crema catalana. You know the test of a great crema catalana. That first crack. Oh yeah. How about this? Knowing that I came here as a child with my grandfather, they gave me a courtesy drink, courtesy of the restaurant. Isn't that nice? It's like a maraschino cherry liqueur. It's delicious. It's delicious. I'm sure it's from Spain. All right, just getting back from Zone 1. What an incredible experience that was. I wanted to film right away because before I forgot everything, right? But it was unforgettable. I'm not going to forget this day, today, visiting the palace, visiting the cathedral, walking down 6th Avenue, all the shopping in Zone 1. But the most incredible part of all was getting lost trying to find Altuna, the favorite restaurant of my grandfather, and then ultimately finding it. I thought, either it closed down or I'm never going to find this place. But then, after I said that prayer in that beautiful church, I walked out, and somehow God guided me to where the restaurant was, because no matter who I asked, they're like, oh yeah, I don't know where it is, or you're a block away, then make a left, then a right. I did all that and I couldn't find it. I couldn't find it. But then after I went into that beautiful church and said a prayer, and I didn't even pray to God to help me find Altuna. I just prayed to God for my beautiful mother. God bless her. I love you, Mama. My beautiful father. I love you, Papa. And just thanking God for all my blessings. Being able to do what I love to do, which is make YouTube videos for you guys, to bring a little joy to you guys, hopefully, and inspire you guys. So, so I came out of that church. I had said my thanks, my prayers, and I just started walking. I said, I'm never going to find this place. I might as well just catch an Uber back. And then all of a sudden, there it was. There it was, Altuna Restaurant. But just knowing that my grandfather brought me there as a little boy, and I would have lunch there with him, they came out with that complimentary cocktail with the maraschino cherry, and the liqueur tasted, I thought it was whiskey, but it tasted like almonds with whiskey, it tasted like maraschino cherries, to tell you the truth. So, my God, what a blessed day, what a wonderful day. So if you're not a subscriber, it'd be a good time to subscribe because the videos are just getting better and better. It's a little hard editing on the road, but I want to bring the videos to you quick and fast and furious. That way you don't miss a thing. You're coming along with me on the whole journey. So yeah, consider subscribing. You notice in my videos, I never ask you to subscribe in the beginning of the video. I always save it toward the end because I want it to be natural. I want it to be organic, that you enjoyed the video and you got to the end and you're like, you know what? This David Fontana is not such a bad guy. I'm going to subscribe. So yes, if you consider subscribing, you won't regret it. You won't regret it because it's only getting better. It's only getting better. We still have lots more places to visit here in Guatemala. I'm here for 2 months. And God bless you. I love you all. Mwah. I'll see you on the next video.